very good evening to you. You're watching the Urban Debate. I'm Pratibha Chandran and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with the absolute chaos that pushed the national capital to the brink today. It was day one of the monsoon session of the Parliament and it lived up to the name in the most turbulent way possible. Stormy scenes inside the House and pure chaos on the streets of Delhi. Both the Lok Sabha as well as the Rajya Sabha saw repeated adjournments as a relentless opposition blocked the proceedings in the House. The opposition MPs, in fact, cornered the government on a flurry of issues: the neet paper leaks, allegations of Ram Mandir theft, ethanol policies and back-breaking price rise. But defying repeated appeals from the Speaker, the opposition MPs completely stormed the well of the Lok Sabha, bringing all legislative work to a grinding halt. And you'd know, this is a story that we've seen in the Parliament time and again. But if this was happening in the Parliament, on the streets, there were clashes, tear gas and detentions. The real flashpoint today was just a few kilometers away from the Parliament, where the situation rapidly spiraled out of control. The Cockroach Janata Party launched a massive Sansad Chalo march that quickly turned violent at Jantar Mantar and Raisina Road. Take a look at the dramatic visuals. We are playing it out for you. It was around 1 to 2 p.m. when all of this drama unfolded. Hundreds of protesters, they were clashing directly with the Delhi police. The police were seen firing tear gas shells to disperse the crowd, while these protesters were pushed back as the security forces tried to regain control of the situation. Reports have confirmed that several police officials were also injured in this confrontation. Now, the political fallout has also been quite swift. Among the protesters, the top Samajwadi Party leaders, including MPs Dimple Yadav and Dharmendra Yadav, were also detained by the police. They were raising slogans of neet hai ya cheat hai. Releasing a statement, the Samajwadi Party also condemned the detentions and the Lathi charge on the students, calling the government's actions completely undemocratic and an attempt to suppress the voice of the youth. Now, following the breach of the outer cordons, security was heavily beefed up across the Parliament complex. The CISF completely shut the main gates of the Parliament. The quick response teams, riot gear police and fire brigade personnel were also put on standby inside the complex to prevent any further escalation. All of this and just one demand: the immediate resignation of the Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. So the opposition has also stepped up its attack on the government over the student protests. They've questioned the alleged Lathi charge on the students, asking why force was used against those merely raising these concerns. They have alleged that the government has not reached out to the protesting students, saying the future of the students can't be compromised. So there was chaos inside, clashes outside. The real question is Parliament actually debating the biggest issue of the nation or not? Listen in to the political reactions, after which we debate.
Sir, I am thankful to you. You have given me an opportunity to put forth my views about this paper leak and neat examination घोटाला and no चंदा चोरी तो है ही है, सब उसके समर्थक उधर बैठे हैं, लेकिन सर ये स्टूडेंट का मामला है, ये स्टूडेंट का मामला है जो लाखों बच्चों की जो भविष्य है उनके भविष्य के बारे में मैं बात कर रहा हूं और उसके लिए आज यहाँ जंतर मंतर पे हजारों बच्चे वहां पर आए हैं, वहां लाठी चार्ज हो गया है, गवर्नमेंट मारने की कोशिश कर रही है, गवर्नमेंट दबाने की कोशिश कर रही है, गवर्नमेंट निकलने की कोशिश कर रही है और
Your जनता की आवाज़ है, जैसे साइलेंसर आप फिट कर देते हैं, आवाज़ दब जाती है। कुछ इसी प्रकार मोदी जी एक्ट कर रही है, क्योंकि एक आज अगर वो मार्च करें, मैं कहता हूँ कि समाज का हर वर्ग लोग, चाहे राजनीतिक दल हो, समाज के आम लोग हैं, वो त्रस्त हैं। और सरकार को मैं समझता हूँ, सरकार को बातें, संवाद कायम करना चाहिए, डायलॉग कायम करना चाहिए कि संवाद ही प्रजातंत्र की बहुत बड़ी खूबसूरती है। लेकिन संवाद नहीं कायम करके वो कल हर आवाज़ को दबाना चाहती है, चाहे किसानों का मसला हो, स्टूडेंट का मसला हो, इवन सोनम वांगचुक के साथ जिस प्रकार उनको उठाया गया, जिस प्रकार लिया गया, ये अलग इश्यू है कि उन्होंने हेल्थ का जो उन्होंने बातें कही है, लेकिन हेल्थ फैक्टर नहीं है, कोई और फैक्टर है। आप पूरी जनता इन चीजों को देख रही है।
It's an issue which is related to lakhs and lakhs of students. Their career is at stake. Somebody would have passed in the first time itself, and after this second time, you would have seen, you yourselves have covered in the media that so many people have not been able to pass this time, and it is not right. You will have to conduct the examination so strictly without any problem.
हमारे सांसद एमपी लोग खुद उलझे हुए हैं, हमारे सांसद थाने में बैठे हुए हैं और बाहर बच्चों की पिटाई करी जा रही है। ये कौन सी सरकार है? ये कौन सी सरकार है जो सबका साथ सबके विकास की बात कर रही है? आप बच्चों की सुनना नहीं चाहते हो। सरकार है कि अहंकार है आपके अंदर? ये अहंकार बोल रहा है। अगर सरकार होती तो सुनती, बच्चों की बात सुनती। नीट आप एग्जामिनेशन नहीं करा रहे हो, एग्जामिनेशन कराया उसके बाद भी शिकायतें हैं, तो आप किस दिशा में देश को ले जाना चाहते हो?
वांट कि छात्रों की बात सुनी जाए, क्योंकि अब पानी जो है सर से ऊपर से निकल चुका है। देश के लिए जहाँ किसान, चाहे हमारा एनवायरनमेंट हो, चाहे हमारे युवा हो, सभी परेशान हैं और ये सरकार कोई भी बात सुनने को तैयार नहीं है, कोई भी रिफॉर्म्स लाने को तैयार नहीं है। जहाँ बच्चे चाहते हैं कि फेयर एग्जामिनेशन तो हो कम से कम, ये सरकार ना फेयर एग्जामिनेशन ना फेयर इलेक्शन के पक्ष में है।
दोस्तों, मैं पंजाब में हूं अभी और इस टाइम मैं सोशल मीडिया पे देख रहा हूं कि कितने ज़्यादा लोग इकट्ठे हो गए हैं। पूरा कनॉट प्लेस भर गया है, जनपथ भर गया है, जंतर मंतर भर गया है। हजारों लाखों की संख्या में युवा पूरे देश भर से आए हुए हैं। मैं मोदी जी से कहना चाहता हूं कि बच्चों के गुस्से को संभालिए, नहीं तो ये आपके लिए बहुत भारी पड़ेगा। बच्चों के साथ बैठ के बात करो। हमारे बच्चे हैं, हमारे देश के बच्चे हैं, इनके साथ बैठ के बात क्यों नहीं करते? इतना क्यों अहंकार है?
ये देखिए, देश का आंदोलन है, देश के युवाओं का आंदोलन है और देश के युवा गुस्से में हैं। उनके भविष्य से नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार खिलवाड़ कर रही है। एजुकेशन के नाम पर उनको लूट रही है, उनको बर्बाद कर रही है, भ्रष्टाचार कर रही है। आज ये युवा उसके विरोध में यहाँ पे उतरे हुए हैं। मोदी जी को सुननी चाहिए इनकी आवाज़। यही वो युवा है जिसके बारे में मोदी जी संसद से लेकर विदेशी प्लेटफॉर्म्स तक पे कहते हैं भारत युवाओं का देश है। अरे भारत का युवा जब सड़क पे आया तो उसकी सुन तो लो।
Let's introduce guests joining us this evening. RP Singh, BJP National Spokesperson. We have Advocate Susiben Shah, Shiv Sena Spokesperson. We have Advocate Umer Junaidi, Political Analyst, and Akhilesh Katiyar, the Samajwadi Party Spokesperson on the broadcast. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I want to begin with Mr. RP Singh on whether the Parliament is actually addressing the real pressing issues of the day, because we saw chaos in the Parliament because the opposition said that we want to discuss the biggest issues of the day, but on the other hand you had protests out on the streets. And how are these protesters greeted? With tear gas shells, with batons? Is this the way to respond, and has the government really done the best that they could in dealing with the protesters, or you think that there may have been a mistake?
Well, let's understand your question is in two parts. One is what's happening in the Parliament,
Yes.
what's happening outside the Parliament. Okay. I'm in your debate. You have given me permission to speak. And it's expected that I'll go by your norm of the debate. Not that, okay, someone else will speak and I'll speak over the person. But
Yes,
that's not
Mr.
how
RP
the...
Singh, of course, go on. We want to hear from you. Let's have a debate, unlike what we see in the Parliament. Let's hear each other, yes.
I'm just putting example. Similarly, Parliament functions as per the rule book of the Parliament. I mean, your debate will be governed by you as per the rule book or whatever the norms that you decide. Similarly, the Parliament works as per the norms of the Parliament, not by the anarchy. Like, no, it's my turn. I have to this has to this. There are certain rules under which you can raise questions, and then you can pick up questions, and you can seriously take up the issues and subjects. Otherwise, there are the parliament, before the parliament started, there was a meeting which happened in which all the bills were discussed, which all bills have to be presented in the upcoming parliament. So parliament doesn't function according to that. And obviously, Mr. Khadge was given a chance to speak because he spoke as per the norm. He addressed as per the norm. So there's no problem in the parliament as such. But yes, opposition has right to boycott. They keep doing it. They don't want to do the debate. They want to do the boycotting is the norm for them. They can do it. But fact is, people can see through who is trying to take the parliament to the ransom. I mean, that's how the parliament is. The parliament doesn't function like that. One.
Okay.
Secondly, as per the children outside or the students outside, the visuals which you are playing categorically and clearly shows that there is stone pelting which is happening there. Well, this can't be used for the country who will do the stone pelting. There's an arson which is happening to the shops or nearby shops which is in the area. I've got the videos. I'll send you videos where the arson has happened to the shopkeepers around the area. So, but again, outside also there is a norm. We also have protested as when we were in the Yuva Morcha days, our youth days. We used to go to a certain level. The police will stop us. First barricade, second barricade, and we'll court arrest. But that's how it used to happen.
Okay. Okay, so you're saying that the students have crossed the line, that there were prohibitory orders in place and the police officials had told them not to cross a certain point and they did that, and which is why force was used by the police.
Can I get another 30 seconds?
Yes.
When you say march to the parliament, it doesn't mean that you will walk into the parliament and hold the parliament to the ransom. You can't do that. I mean, obviously, march to the parliament is that you have a protest march, which you can go to a certain point and certain extent, and you are allowed to go to a certain point and certain extent. I mean, that was allowed. But if you try to go across that, obviously, police will have to use certain forces, and then obviously, police will arrest you. But that also never led to stone pelting. I mean, whom are you hitting at? Your fellow citizens, fellow countrymen, people who are there to protect you. I mean, if you have anguish or anything against the government, you can still meet the people and talk to them. But you can't hit the forces for that regard.
Okay.
People who are on job.
Okay. So the protest went out of hand, but Susie Ben Shah, you know, there are opposition leaders as well who have now joined the protest, and they say that this protest has been going on for a long time. And it started with Sonam Wangchuk, who was taken to the hospital. Even then, opposition said that why don't you engage with the protesters? Why don't you speak to them? The opposition is asking the same questions even now. These are students who are protesting. Why doesn't the government reach out to them?
Good evening to everyone, and to all your my dear panelists and your viewers. Now, I would just like to say a couple of things. What are we looking here is a complete chaos and anarchy. Peaceful protest is the need of the hour, and we welcome that. We also welcome the opposition to be a constructive opposition, have a discussion in the parliament. We welcome that, and that is the reason there is a concept of 0 hour. That which are urgent issues, the opposition could have raised those issues during 0 hour. There could have been discussion. There should have been a debate on this for the people to see. But what is the current opposition, who does not have the mandate of the people, want to do is complete chaos. They don't want any discussion. I allege today that the reason that the entire protest was hijacked by these few antisocial elements and political party is with an ulterior motive. As far as Sonam Wangchuk is concerned, he's a social political activist, and we have highest support for him. And he was taken to the hospital as requested by the PS, which has been ratified by the High Court. Now, today also they are going to spread rumors and ill information. I think the nation knows better. The youth knows better.
Okay.
We have conducted the NEET exam. It has been successfully carried out. There has not been any leakage. And yes, we must have a discussion. If there was been a march, they should have written to the police. We could have arrived at a proper path where they could peacefully protest. But that was not the motive. The motive was to anarchy, to hit the police, to create chaos on the field, to break public institutions and public shops.
In fact, we saw many Samajwadi Party leaders also join the protest in solidarity. Akhilesh Katiyar, was a protest hijacked by the opposition leaders, by the Samajwadi Party and the other parties that extended support? Mr. Akhilesh, you're mute. Can you unmute yourself?
जी
Yes. हाँ.
लोहिया जी एक बात कहा करते थे कि सड़कें अगर सूनी होगी तो संसद आवारा हो जाएगी। राम मनोहर लोहिया जी का बयान है। और हम समाजवादियों का एक पैर रेल में दूसरा पैर जेल में, हम आंदोलनकारी लोग हैं। यूपीए के टाइम पे भी धरना प्रदर्शन होता था तो सरकार के मंत्री लोग जाके बात करते थे। कितने मंत्री आए सोनम वांगचुक साहब से बात करने के लिए? सरकार का कौन प्रतिनिधि गया उनसे पूछने के लिए? अरे भाई, आप जनप्रतिनिधि हो, जन सेवक हो, सरकार आपको चुना है कि आप जनता की आवाज सुने, जनता से बात करें। आप तानाशाही से सरकार चलाओगे? आप एक भी मिनिस्टर इनका बात करने नहीं गया। कितने बच्चों ने सुसाइड कर लिया, कोई संवेदना नहीं है। और अगर हजारों की संख्या में बच्चे रोड पे निकले तो आप बात करने को भी तैयार नहीं हो। कैसी बात है, कैसी दशा है, कैसे हालात है देश के। आप राम मंदिर पे बात हो, उस पे बात नहीं करना है। परीक्षा पे बात हो, नहीं करना है। आप कह रहे हो कि कुछ पत्थर फेंक रहे थे। अरे भाई, किसान जब दिल्ली में आए तुमने आपने उनसे बात की क्या? उन्हें खालिस्तानी बता दिया। जवानों को कुछ बताते हो, किसानों को कुछ बताते हो। कैसी सरकार है? संवेदनहीन सरकार है, तानाशाह सरकार है। इस सरकार के खिलाफ जनता रोड पे है। इनकी तानाशाही नहीं चलेगी।
Okay, Mr. RP Singh, because a reference has been made to the UPA as well. Multiple times there are these parallels that are drawn, whether the protests are similar or not. The one criticism that the UPA government had received was that they were not engaging with the protesters. This time around as well, it's the same questions being asked, with many going on to say that what is the harm in merely talking to these students, merely talking to those who are protesting?
Well, if they are students, surely they will be spoken to. But just now the man says, "Sarkein agar khuni hongi," that's what you want to do. When Suni hai ya khuni, you should be clear about that also, because there's already blood of the armed forces, people who are which is seen on the ground. One. Secondly, also I've been told certain leaders of the CJP has met the Nadda ji today, and then they have spoken to the minister, has spoken to them. And I don't know what transpired in the meeting, but surely there's a way ahead on that also.
Okay.
But again, when are there the people who are these who are the students of the NEET, or are there the people who have been promoted? The people who are heading the complete protests, are they the people who have suffered because of NEET re-examination? Although NEET re-examination happened, more than 11 lakh people took the re-exam also, and almost 50% of them were women also.
Singh ji, you will agree that it's not necessary कि NEET के students ही आएंगे protest करने के लिए. ऐसा भी हो सकता है that there may be other people as well who are aggrieved, because this is about the education system. They also want to come out and protest. You also mentioned the opposition. Oftentimes what you accuse the opposition is not giving voice to what the people of the country want. Now the opposition is merely joining a protest that was already taking place. They raised the issue in the Parliament as well, and they say that we're ready for a debate and we want a debate on NEET, but it's not happening. The government is not agreeing to a conversation.
Well, again, let me reiterate. There are norms and there are parliamentary rules under which the debates happens, and the questions are being raised.
Okay.
Not, you can't violate, you can't say, no, it's my way or highway, we decide, or as you have to do things as per our requirement. But that doesn't work that way. I mean, obviously,
okay,
you have to give me another second, another second.
Mr. Omar Junaidi, the parliament functions with certain protocols, and the government has been very clear. We are ready for any debate, but there are certain protocols to be followed. Similarly, protests are allowed, and there was permission given for the Jantar Mantar protest as well. But a Parliament Chalo protest with no permission being taken, and can a march be allowed up until the Parliament? The police officials will have to stop the students, and that's what they did. So the question being asked by the BJP as well is, why not follow protocol? If you want discussions in the Parliament, let's follow the protocol. Similarly, if you want to protest, then seek permission and stage a protest.
Good evening to all your viewers and to my fellow panelists, Pratibha ji. The BJP government is anti-student, and we have seen in the past years. And today, when the CJP is protesting for the accountability of the paper leaks, the government is not responding. It's almost 21 days of Sonam Wangchuk on being on hunger strike. We have seen what was done with Sonam Wangchuk, and today, if there is a start of the parliament monsoon session, and still the government doesn't care to talk to the students who they say as the future of India. So what are we left out with? The option is only to go there where the people are there to listen. If you are not coming to us, let us move to them. This is what everybody does it. So now the thing is, if they are protesting, these people are not going to have a talk, and if these people want to meet them, they are not available. So what is the option left with the students of this country, the future of this country? You are asking them to be on the roads instead of being in the organization, institutions, and study and get the medals for India. You are asking them to protest on the roads, and you are sitting here and talking about the BJP is talking about the protocols and norms. What are the norms, sir? The students are on the road. The people are doing the hunger strikes, and you want us to have a normal protocol to be followed? What is the sense of responsibility you're talking about, sir? People are dying there. People are, protesting against your government. Go and have a talk with them. You don't have any courtesy to talk, and you're talking about protocol.
This is a matter
This
of
is the
urgency.
people of
Sujiben
this-
Shah?
It is absolutely. I completely agree. And you see, as far as paper leak is concerned, not a single government, not a single political party can say that during my regime there has not been a paper leak. So paper leak should be addressed, whether it be Karnataka, whether it be Gujarat, whether it be Maharashtra, whether it be Rajasthan. There has been across the board paper leak. So it's a systemic change that we want to meet. And this NDA government.
But that is why, yes, the BJP said that it's going to be a government of change.
Right, absolutely. So the government is committed to it. We immediately, when we realized that there was a neat leak, and we also believe that merit should be the only way forward as far as this exam as a concern, and we did the re-exam. But yes, we must have talk, but talk with whom? Talk with whom? Who follow protocols? Who are the aggrieved people? Say students. Now, how many of this CJP, how many students are there? Mr. Wangchuk, yes, he had the only single agenda he had was Mr. Pradhan to resign. But is he a student? Does he understand how the government works? And what principally the NDA is asking is going to happen? What is the systemic change which is going to happen just by Mr. Pradhan resigning?
Okay.
So this is all gimmick. This is all trying to give support falsehood. And if the student want to talk, the government is more than upon. In fact, we are the people. We are the people who has the mandate of the youth, of the women, of the middle class, the student. And that is why today we are in the parliament, and parliament also. The Prime Minister this morning also said that let's have a discussion, not on hearsay, not with the ulterior motive of creating chaos, but with facts, with figures. So therefore, it is our intention through your show. I would like to request the parliamentarians for the betterment, for the better use of the public funds. Please follow procedure. Let us have debates. Let us have discussion. The government is committed to it.
Okay. So I want to bring in Akhilesh on this because the government has said we are ready for any debate. And अखिलेश जी, समाजवादी पार्टी के तो कई नेता चले गए सीजेपी प्रोटेस्ट में, क्या आपको लगता है लेकिन ऑपोजिशन ने ये पूरी बात उठाई नहीं है गवर्नमेंट के साथ? बिकॉज इवन व्हेन यू लुक एट द प्रोटेस्ट, द कांग्रेस पार्टी डिडंट अटेंड द प्रोटेस्ट. देयर आर क्वेश्चंस बीइंग रेज्ड until the very last moment. It wasn't sure if the Congress party is going to be on board with this protest or not. It is conducting its own protest. आज adjournment motion दिया गया था कांग्रेस पार्टी की तरफ से, but it was on the issue of राम मंदिर as well. Do you think कि कुछ चूक हो गई opposition से भी, that there should be a unity for all the opposition leaders to also say that this is the biggest issue, this is what we're going to talk about, and we're all together united in this, and this is where the discussion should be, that the government is forced to act?
प्रतिभा जी, हम कितनी मर्जी बड़ी बड़ी बातें कर ले, लेकिन कितने बच्चे हैं जिन्होंने अपने भविष्य के उसमें आत्महत्याएं कर ली? कायदा, कानून, नियम, सही गलत, हम यहाँ टीवी पे बैठ के बड़ी बड़ी बातें कर सकते हैं. एक परीक्षा हो, दो परीक्षा हो, जब से बीजेपी सरकार आई है, जिस परीक्षा को देखो उसी का पर्चा लीक हो जाता है. किसी चीज की कोई सीमा होती है? एक बात. दूसरी बात, कायदे कानून की बात जो हम कर रहे हैं प्रतिभा जी, 68 यूपी हाई कोर्ट का जजमेंट है, 68,000 शिक्षक भर्ती में पिछड़ी जाति के लोगों को शामिल करना था, आपने वो भी नहीं किया. वो लोग वहां धरना प्रदर्शन दे रहे हैं. सरकार किस लिए है? तानाशाही के लिए या जनता के लिए? जनता की आवाज सुनने के लिए. लोग अगर निकल के आए हैं बाहर, वो कौन है, कहां से आए हैं, चाहे रामदेव जी का आंदोलन हो, चाहे अन्ना का आंदोलन हो, तो यूपीए के साथी लोग जाते थे, बात करते थे, हम रास्ता ढूंढते थे। आप सीधे तानाशाही कर रहे हो। किसान दिल्ली में प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं, आपने किले गड़वा दी, आतंकवादी लगते हैं आपको।
उस मूवमेंट में जैसा आपने देखा होगा, जो क्राउड्स आ रही थी वहां पे ऑपोजिशन भी बहुत प्रेशर बना रहा था गवर्नमेंट पे। क्या आपको लगता है, एंड दैट्स माय क्वेश्चन अगेन, डू यू थिंक दैट द ऑपोजिशन शुड आल्सो बी मोर यूनाइटेड इन कॉर्नरिंग द गवर्नमेंट ऑन दिस? डू यू थिंक दैट ऑल पार्टीज शुड बी ऑन बोर्ड?
प्रतिभा जी, मैं बिल्कुल सहमत हूं। अपोजिशन की एकता और एक साथ खड़े होके मुद्दों के साथ खड़े हैं, नहीं एक सवाल है। सारा अपोजिशन एक साथ है, लेकिन उससे ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण बात यह है प्रतिभा जी कि देश की जनता आपसे इस पे सवाल जवाब चाहती है। आप रिस्पॉन्सिबल है पब्लिक को रिप्लाई करने के लिए, आप नहीं कर रहे हैं। आप तानाशाही, आप कहते हैं राजनाथ सिंह साहब ये सरकार है, यूपीए नहीं है, हम इस्तीफा नहीं देते, जैसे चल रहा है वैसे चलने दो। ये कौन सी बात है, कौन सी तानाशाही है? ये बात भी जनता समझ रही है प्रतिभा जी।
Okay, all right, but the demand has very clearly been the resignation of the education minister. And Umar Junaidi, it was a word that was coined by the late Arun Jaitley, and he said rent a cause. And this is what many BJP leaders have been saying, that it may have started as a student protest, but there are the usual protesters who have come there, and their agenda is larger, to take on the government, and that's why they think that this is a political protest. Do you agree with that? That somewhere along the way, from a student protest, it became a political protest, and that gave leeway to the government?
This government is so bright and intelligent that they find who is the usual protester and all. So why don't have a conversation with the students? Now the statement was given by fellow panelists. The government is ready to have the talk with the aggrieved persons, the students. Now they want the discussion in the parliament. So who is the student in the parliament? No student is in the parliament. So no discussion on the student issue. It is what the what do you say, बच्चों जैसे statement देना बंद कीजिए. If you know the student protest was there, you would have gone there. You would have not given the chance to the usual protesters who do the politics. You should have kept Congress outside. You should have kept the Samajwadi outside, Aam Aadmi Party outside. When you knew it was the student protest in the initial, you would have given the chance to have the opportunity to have a touch with the government. But no, you wanted this issue to be neglected because you don't care for the student. You don't care about the accountability. The question is about accountability. Rahul Gandhi is doing Chhatra Ki Goonj and he is traveling all over India to keep his point. I mean, what he thinks about the student. But the Narendra Modi government is never on the point to hear the student or to solve this their problem.
Okay, okay. So if there are others politicizing, there are students, why not speak to them? Suzy Benshaw?
No, bilkul. See, as far as the students are concerned, the students want to see a bright future, and who do they trust their bright future to? If there is to the NDA government and the Modi Sarkar. Let us understand that very clearly. There was a blip, and therefore again a NEET exam was taken and very successfully carried out. Now the government is working on a foolproof process. Now understand this: it is not only the government. There is also the classes mafia, right? The coaching classes mafia is there. There is personal greed. There are middlemen. Now today the government is committed at breaking a plan, and the plan will be presented in the near future as to how we can have a foolproof NEET examination or any other such examination. That is where the opposition should to discuss with us, to debate with us. But the problem is that the opposition parties in the parliament, unfortunately, detriment to the democratic process of
that
India.
That is what the opposition is saying as well. Now, Ms. Shah, the truth is that when the High Court said that every life is precious, there was a lot of alacrity from the Delhi police, and Sonam Wangchuk was taken to the hospital. But the question is, why did you wait for the court to say this? Before that as well, for 20 days, he had been on a hunger strike. Should the government just have quelled it right in the beginning? Just have a conversation with him, speak to the protesters and ensure that their grievances are addressed. Now, you're telling us that, yes, the government has done multiple things. The NTA, there is accountability being fixed. But why not just speak to the students, address these protests and say that, yes, these are the measures that we have taken?
Pratibha, but the nature of the protest, I don't know whether you had the opportunity to go and visit the protest site. I mean, through my colleagues, we looked at the protest site. You would be shocked to know there were hardly any students. The people who were there were with ulterior motives, and many of them used to gather in the evening just to have free dinners. Now, I have nothing against Mr. Wangchuk and his demand, but the point is, baat kare to kisse kare? There should be a student lobby. There should be a student organization. CJP, do you call themselves as the students organization? No, they're anarchist. Their only motto is anti-establishment, anti-BJP, that's all. So therefore, when you talk about education, there has to be a focused approach. There was no focus of the protest. There was confusion. Who's standing for what?
So who is on the streets? So you're saying that these are just activists who are on streets and no students?
Yes, it is been completely hijacked by political parties who have no mandate of the people, and by the people who don't belong to any to any protest.
Omar Zinedi?
And I would not run away by saying
I seriously have objection on this point. Whom to talk with? I mean, if tomorrow if some girl is being raped, and I mean, like, I don't have words to say. Do you have any sense? Are you in your state of mind? What are you saying? Today, you're talking about the students not being the activists, not being the students. Tomorrow, the rape victim should come in the parliament or on the national television and has to say what was done with her. This is what you people have. Your mentality is this. You want students to not to protest, but you don't want to have a discussion. Whoever it might be, madam, whoever it might be, if somebody
Okay,
is
let's hear her
raising concern
response.
for the student.
Pratibha ji, let me tell my dear friend, is when there was a Hanna Hazare movement, everyone joined. It was the people joined, the protesters joined, the government joined.
But back then the government had
Hold
spoken
on,
to them
hold
within a
on.
week.
Why? Because there was a focused approach, anti-corruption, accountability. There has to be a consistent focus point and an organization, a credible organization where the government could talk to. In this case, all the three were locking. Anna Hazare, people's participation was there. Now Nirman, there was people's participation. Here, there is no people's participation. It is all anarchist and anti-social elements and social media. So
Mr. Akhilesh
therefore, with my humble submission is that even today the government committed to talk to people.
जब किसान इस देश में, पूरे देश का किसान दिल्ली के बॉर्डर पे बैठा था, तब क्या हुआ था उनके साथ? जब पूरे दिल्ली के अंदर उन्होंने आके प्रदर्शन किया, तब कितनी बात सुनी गई? उसमें हजारों की संख्या में किसान शहीद हो गए। तब क्या सरकार का रवैया था? सरकार ने बीते 12 सालों में,
लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी की जो सरकार थी, उन्होंने भी क्रैकडाउन किया था फार्मर्स पे।
ठीक है मैं जी, लेकिन दिल्ली की सरकार की जिम्मेदारी थी, आमदनी हम डबल करेंगे, एमएसपी का कानून बनाएंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, और जब आए तो आपने कीलें ठोक दी दिल्ली के चारों तरफ। यही है आपका तरीका जनता से डील करने का? अरे भाई, ये डेमोक्रेसी है, ये जनता के मालिक है, जनप्रतिनिधि उनके सेवक है, और ये सेवक उनके साथ तानाशाह जैसा व्यवहार करेगा, तो ये कैसे चलेगा प्रतिमा जी?
Okay, Mr. RP Singh is responding. Mr. RP Singh, you seem to be showing us a clipping. What is it?
There were students who were gathered in Punjab the other day, and there was a Lathi charge by Arvind Kejriwal's party and Mr. Bhagwant Mann on the students. I have the videos with me just 4 days back.
Okay.
But issue is, they are trying to maintain law and order there. Here we are trying to be rough with the students. But fact is, let's understand again. Are there the genuine students who are part of the protest? Let's go by each one of them. Abhijit Dipke, Vijeta Daya, Ashutosh Ranka, Saurabh Das. These are 4 faces. Please go through their profiles. See if them are the former Aam Aadmi Party workers or leaders, or probably the backtakers of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders who used to support them on various issues and subjects. So this is the concern. I mean, if there are genuine students, obviously the genuine students already participated in the paper, their exam, the second exam, more than 11 lakh participated. And let's talk about the students. There were slogans. I can send you videos also. हमें क्या चाहिए आजादी देश क्या मांगे आजादी I mean this is again the Azadi gang and then there is a बस नाम रहेगा अल्लाह का
Okay.
this is being chanted there I mean again give me a second and also chicken neck was being talked about there the how to cut out the chicken neck I mean this is the same agenda which was there in the Shaheen Bagh and now here and also, as far farmers goes please I mean stop misleading people that 1,000 people died and all there's a complete list of people who died on the spot.
So you're saying that
and
this
they are
is a
not public.
political protest and it's the same set of protesters who come up against the government time and again. If there are genuine students and we are ready for a conversation. We have to come to a close on this broadcast. So I want to ask you, Mr. R.P. Singh, looking at what has happened, it only looks like after Sonam Wangchuk was taken to the hospital, suddenly you see crowds swelling to this protest. There are a lot of people who have joined in as well. Now, to say that the entire crowd that turned up today on call of Sonam Wangchuk are all nothing but either paid protesters or political activists, would it be foolhardy of the government? Would you say that maybe there was a bit of a delay from the government side? At least now, you would prefer to speak to the students and try to see what it is and actually look at the protesters, speak to them, have a conversation. Your closing thoughts.
As far as Sonam Wangchuk go, his health was a concern and there was a already court order. You said, why can't government do on its own? Had the government done it on its own, even then the police would have been under question. That's why police has taken action. And again, it has all to keeping in mind his good health so that he should not be made to suffer because of the protesters' pressure. One. Secondly, as far as the students goes, as far as the talking to protesters goes, already government has already opened a chapter with the negotiation with one of the protesters, or the leaders of the protesters, the CJP. But again, I reiterate, I give a challenge. Please let me know how many students are there in this protest. Are they the political or the SFI, AISF leaders or the actors of AISF, SFI or Aam Aadmi Party?
Okay, all right. So you're saying that the government response is very clear. There needs to be order. We're ready for discussion, but only as long as protocols are followed in the parliament and if there is a real students, that's what the government says, then we're ready for a debate. But of course, let's hope now the monsoon session is going on as well. It would be the perfect opportunity for the students as well to ensure that they speak to the opposition leaders, not to politicize the issue, but to actually raise this issue in the parliament. And in parliament, we can rise above this friction among the parties and actually come up with the solutions. I'm thanking all our guests for joining us this evening and let's hope that there is a solution soon.